Hello everyone, welcome back to Fundrise Finance. I posted in the last couple of months a few videos detailing the JEPQ ETF from JP Morgan, showing why I liked it so much and how it compared against its peers since inception. And I also mentioned that the moment I get to invest into JEPQ in my M1 Finance portfolio, I'll not hesitate to do that. And as we can see here, M1 Finance have finally added JEPQ to their tradable ETFs. In this video, I'll detail which all investments I got rid of to make sure I made room for JEPQ. Let's check it out. As I had shown in my past JEPQ videos, in my human finance portfolio, I have a pie called dividend income, which consists of ETFs which are mostly dividend based, but also have the provision to generate extra dividend based off covered call options. This dividend income ETF had the ETFs of SCHD, JEPI, and DEVO as their primary pillars so far in this portfolio. SCHD, as many of the dividend investors know, is one of the premium dividend ETF out there. After that, I have JP and DEVO as two of the pillars of the covered call ETFs. JP is based off your S&P 500 and is from the JP Morgan Fund House. DEVO has been a constant performer. These three ETFs together were totaling 70% of this pie. After this, the remaining 30% was divided across QILD, XYLD, and RYLD. So what I did was got rid of XYLD and QYLD as I did detail in the last video and made use of the proceeds from these two ETFs to capture JEPQ into my portfolio. So overall I had 11.19 shares at a cost basis of $47.88. So after this purchase, now JEPQ takes up 20% of this pie and RYLD still holds on to that 10%. So RYLD is the unique one out here because that's the only ETF focusing on the Russell 2000. So if you look an overall picture over here, SCHD and DEVO are not any particular index based. JEPI is based off S&P 500, JEPQ is based off the Nasdaq 100, while the RYLD is based off your Russell 2000. So mostly I have all the bases covered over here. The timing of this purchase were also very good because what I got to do is basically because I sold QYLD and XYLD after their ex-dividend date for the month of July. I'll show you what I mean here. So this is XYLD page from the Global X. If I go to distribution history, here you can see XYLD has July 18th as the ex-dividend date. So by that date, we were holding XYLDs into our portfolio, for which I got paid 0.438 cents per share. So if you look at the number of XYLD shares that were sold, we had 6.18 shares roughly. We should say around $2.70 paid as dividends, which is in line with all the XYLD dividends that we have received all the way beginning from July of last year. Similarly, when I look at the QYLD ETF, here when we see the distribution history, even for QYLD, we have the ex-dividend date of July 18th, and we'll be paid 18 cents per share. So for QYLD, we had 14.8 shares. So we should see a similar $2.70 paid out as dividends, again, which is in line with every other dividend paid for this particular ETF since its start in July of last year. Not only that, we'll also get paid dividends for JEPQ because when you look at the JEPQ dividend distribution calendar, when you go to documents, supplemental information, and ETF dividend calendar, here we can see that the ex-dividend date of August 1st and the payment date of August 4th for ETF that includes JEPQ as well as JP. So the last two dividend payments for JEPQ were 37 cents and 34 cents. So with today's purchase, we got almost 11.19 shares of JEPQ. So if we assume a 35 cents of dividend payment, that should give us around a $4 dividend payment on August 4th. So this way, I'm getting dividend payments from XYLD and QYLD because I held them through their ex-dividend date. And I'll also get paid by JEPQ because I'll be holding it as of its ex-dividend date on August 1st. So I get a triple dividend payment out of these. But for the next couple of months, yes, I should see a slight dip in my dividends because XYLD and QYLD actually pay a little higher than JEPQ. But as I keep constantly investing into JEPQ, these small losses should be offset quickly. But the main intention of going with my JEPQ ETF purchase is that it not only gives me dividends, but also has the potential to see the investment increase over time. When you look at QYLD since its inception in 2014, We can see in 2014, QRD was around $25 a share. And even now in 2022, it's almost after 8 years, the price has gone nowhere but down. XYLD, though is in the green, has not done spectacularly well. It's just 7% from its inception price in 2014. So in this chart, we can see from the point of inception of JEPQ, which was on 4th of May till current date, we can see JEPQ has fallen 6%, whereas QYLD and XYLD in the same time frame have fallen almost 9%. Even if I add QYLG into the mix, which invests 50% into the Nasdaq 100 and 50% into covered call options on the entire index, what we see here is QYLG has fallen, in fact, worse than QYLD and XYLD. If I just look at JEPQ, QYLG, and QQQ together, here we can see JEPQ outperforming QYLG and QQQ in the last almost 3 months, which in that short frame, we've actually seen markets tumble a lot, but still JEPQ holding up pretty nicely. Yes, eventually QQQ will pick up once the markets are back and may race away, but still JEPQ with almost 80% of its holdings into Nasdaq 100 should not fall that behind. And with the dividends that it gives on the side, with a yield of almost 8 or 9%, it satisfies your portfolio growth as well as your dividend growth. So overall, I'm happy to see JEPQ added to my portfolio. I'm happy that M1 has added JEPQ in a short while, because usually M1 Finance takes a longer while to add new ETFs. I pulled the trigger here on JEPQ, so there's no looking back. I do have confidence in this ETF. Let's see how the coming future will shape the investment into this ETF. That's all I have in this video. Hope you liked it. And until we meet in the next one, let's try to do as much as possible to be financially healthy. See you. Bye.